Hey guys, it's Lisa here from Arcane and Stellar with a pick a card reading talking about where you'll be in a year from now. So I thought that would be a fun topic. In fact, actually, I was watching Gossamer Dreams, my friend, and I was on her channel, and I just love to binge her videos sometimes. I love her, and she's a very good friend. And yeah, I saw that she had done one of these, and I was like, I want to do one of those too. I haven't done one like that. In it forever, I think. I did one, I think, last year or something like that, but I haven't done one this year yet, so it kind of reminded me, and I just felt super inspired to get my butt busy and do it right now. So, thank you, Gossamer Dreams, for the wonderful inspiration. And, yeah, we have 3 piles here. 1 with petrified wood, pile 2 with halite, pile number 3 with opal and calcite. So this is a mixture of opal and calcite, this particular stone, which I bought at a gem store in a small podunk town in Colorado. And the guy's really cool that works there, actually. But yeah, so I would encourage you to use your intuition to pick a pile, see where you're drawn, and I'll see you in your timestamps down below. If you want to have a personal reading, all that information is in the description box. A link to my Etsy store where you can purchase a reading, as well as links to my Amazon wish list where you can also, get a reading as a thank you. And then, of course, all the links to the decks that I'm using in this reading will be in the description box as well. So if you do have any questions about what decks I'm using, that should be down there. Anyways, I'll see you all in your reading. Take care. Hey guys, if you chose pile number 1 with this petrified wood, this is your reading. So very beautiful piece here. I keep it right here actually a lot. So let's get into it and see what you can expect in a year from now. Where are you going to be? What's kind of going on? So I took a top card, and this is from I think it's the Goddess Dream Oracle. And the card's called Dreaming, the number's 11, and it says, be aware of your dreams. Now, for many of you, this could be a message to pay attention to your dreams. You may be experiencing signs and signals in your dreams that are kind of leading you to where you need to be. So those of you that, do have a lot of dreams, as you're sleeping, like sleeping dreams, definitely pay attention to them. Now, as well, I think that this card could also represent possibilities. And there could be a message here for you guys that anything you can dream can be. I kind of had that thing by, what's his name? Shel Silverstein in my head. Anything can be. Listen to the mustn'ts, listen to the don'ts, listen to the impossibles, or something. I can't remember the whole thing, but you might go look that up if you want. And it's like anything can be. And for some of you, that might be a message to kind of start growing the possibilities from now, starting to think about what do you want your life to look like in a year. I remember once I was doing a meditation, and my sister had sent me to it. It's not on YouTube. It's through Lacey Phillips. But there was like a meditation where, you would see where you were. I think you kept skipping years in that meditation. And like when I would start to get like further on, I would be like, I don't know. Like I couldn't come up with anything. I couldn't come up with anything at all. And so maybe that's for some of you that feel that way and you're just gasp at that. It might be time to think about what do you want to grow? What do you want your life to look like? And even if you can't pinpoint exacts, think about themes you would want in your life. Like, do you want to work from home? So how could you facilitate that? You know what I mean? If you kind of have an idea of what you want your life to look like, then you can start building and finding ways to get there. You know what I'm saying? So it might be time for some of you to think about that. But again, for some of you, there's signs and synchronicities coming in your dreams. And that could be something you can expect to kind of lead you over this next year. Okay, so let's see here. We do have take steps to get healthy. So I see that in a year from now, you'll be taking a lot of steps towards getting healthy, obviously. So some of you may be starting an exercise regime or changing your diet or doing things that kind of are just more healthier. That could be like, it depends on what healthy means for you. You know what I mean? Of course, there's our mental health, our physical health. So it could be a combo of these things, but it's sort of a stairway to a happier, more cheerful life, right? Because we have that sunshine there, getting closer to to feeling warm and happy and satisfied, right? And the sun also, to me, represents leadership. So it's also taking leadership of your life and making sure that you're actually putting in the work to make yourself healthier in your life. Like, however that may be. For everyone, it's going to probably be a little bit different. Now, we have some T cards, and we have success. So there will be you'll have some success coming in within a year. And as well, in a year from now, you should be working on more success. But I do see for a lot of you there will be some success because we have a position of authority with the throne here. Funnily enough, we have the king as well. So we have some authority coming in. You could be taking authority of your own life, making choices that, kind of create the reality you want to live in. Okay, so for those of you that have felt a little bit out of control, you might be finding that you have more control. For those of you that are a bit timid or scared, you might be getting that boost of confidence or that bravery that you need to sort of take control of things. Again, some of you may be in leadership positions literally. So you might be in some way in the spotlight, or you could have some sort of leadership role. So some of you may be opening your own business. Some of you may getting promoted. It just kind of depends on where you're at. Some of you may leave your job. And some of you may leave your job because we do have broken ring. Parting of the ways in either romance or business. Now, I don't want you guys to freak out if you're in a partnership. For some of you, it won't be romance. It could be in a job, like leaving a job for something better. And do know, like, we have success and we have the king and we have the throne. So do know that if you leave anything, first of all, I feel like it will be your choice. So don't be fearful of your own choices. Because you'll make the best choice for yourself when the time comes, especially because we have authority and diplomacy. So at that point, you would have already kind of diplomatically tried everything and, decided to kind of take the reins into your own hands if anything were to change. Again, I see leadership, so I feel like a lot of you are going to be pretty successful in career perhaps and relationships as well, because like I said, even if you are going to part ways with someone, it'll be by your own accord. It'll be something that's in your best interest anyways. It's funny that we have Virgo here. So Virgo can be associated, obviously, with the 6th house, and that can be our health and our routines. So I do see a lot of you working really hard. You might be focusing on 6th house matters, such as, like I said, your health, your routines, and kind of what you're doing with yourself on a daily basis. You might be a little bit self-critical. It's possible. But, some self-criticism is good because then we can improve things, right? So you might be digging into things, analyzing different parts and aspects of your life in order to make it better, and you're willing to kind of put in the work too. So you're not just like dreaming and saying, oh yeah, I'll do that, yeah, I'm gonna start tomorrow, I'll start next week. It's not that, it's actually doing it. You know what I mean? And we also have the 3rd house. Okay, so some of you with the 3rd house, it can talk about communication. It can talk about writing. Some of you might be pursuing writing goals, you know what I mean? And especially for those of you that kind of start now. And again, that's dreaming. Make sure you're not just dreaming, you're putting in the actual work. But some of you might have a daily writing routine. Some of you might have success with writing. Sorry, the 3rd house also can talk about the hands, Gemini. So doing handicrafts or starting something new like that, like learning a new skill or something as well. This can be like blogging as well. Any kind of communication. So some of you might be working more on communication. It also could be like being more active in your local neighborhood as well. And also there could be a focus on siblings, of course, and cousins with the 3rd house here too. So you might be focusing on those things. We also have Earth Mother. So it says feel loved and comforted. So I do see a satisfied version of yourself. I also see with Earth Mother the focus on the physical body and what you can make of yourself. Again, I feel like a lot of you are going to be a lot healthier, a lot more appreciative of yourself. Some of you might be sharing that appreciation with the world in some way. So maybe we have some coaches here or people who are trying to birth a healthier world. And when I mean coaches, like life coaches, and there's all kinds of different types of coaches, but some of you might be able to actually mother people or guide people in some way, in a loving way, towards creating a life that they deserve, that they need, you know, whether it's in their physical body or, you know, beyond. There's also a lot of intuition showing up here with the Earth Mother. There's being in touch with nature. I do feel like that you can see that she has like a moon on her third eye. So a lot of you will be breaking into some intuitive powers perhaps, and your mothering nature in general and what you grow. Right? So it doesn't just have to be a child, you know, in your tummy, but it could be also other things in your life. Like, what do you want to, you know, succeed at and stuff like that. We have, you're also looking for things that make you feel loved and comforted as well. So, you know, and it could be that a lot of you are finding that in your life, you know, making sure that you're nurturing healthier relationships. Some of you may actually even make up with a cousin or a sibling if you have wanted to do that, I want to say. Okay. Prosperity. Okay, so we have some prosperity coming in. Again, success and prosperity. It seems like for a lot of you, money should be good. You can see it's raining. It's raining money for this chick. So for a lot of you, finances should be pretty good, pretty prosperous. We also have love. Hold on really fast. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a cold. Love is here. So I just got the tongue in my head. Star Sailor, love is here. So a lot of you will be focused on love, on partnerships. Some of you might be getting married, if that seems realistic. For others of you, you might be meeting like a partner. Within a year from now, you'll be in a happy, healthy, loving relationship for a lot of you. Okay? And we have loyalty as well. So it's look at this. Very beautiful. So I do see it says loyalty here. So I'm guessing that many of you are calling in a loyal connection into your life. A connection that, and that could be like, you know, calling in loyal connections from all over the place, you know, friendship, but, you know, and healthy partnerships here. But I do see loyalty in your life. Let me see what else I want to say there. I do feel like a special message for some of you. If you have dealt with disloyalty in partnerships, I feel like the person that could come into your life isn't like that. There's definitely somebody that you can be free to sort of do what you want, especially for those of you that have had controlling partners in the past as well. Or disloyal or controlling, or both. Maybe some of you have had both, but I feel like the partner coming into your life is not like that. They're very much embracing of your freedom and confident enough to let, you know, for each of you to kind of be your own unique self, yet still be supportive, you know. So there's not a detached, it's like, it's detached, but there's not that like it's attached but not detached. You know what I'm saying? It's healthily attached. There we go. That's what I should say. Oh, I cannot get my words out. We have Justice here. So we're going to look at your tarot cards. We have Justice, the King of Cups, the Lovers. Again, yeah, big time love stuff here, guys, coming in. We have the Five of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. So we have a lot of court cards here. And this definitely could be talking about what you're going to be like. With the Queen of Pentacles, again, I feel like that there is this focus here on finances, on wealth, on stability, on family, perhaps on marriage. Some of you may be getting married. There's another message here, right? Because of the Justice and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, and we have perhaps a couple here with the King of Cups and the Queen of Wands. Of course, I accept all couples, so don't think that if you're not in, you know, you're in a same-sex relationship, this doesn't apply. No. It all applies, okay? So with Justice and the Five of Pentacles, what I can see is a balancing of things. Where you perhaps felt like things were rotten in your life, we'll start to see better growth, okay? I feel like, in particular, it might be that you yourself with Justice are sort of ironing things out yourself, like kind of removing what doesn't work, finding a balance that works for you. So I do feel like that's going to be better, you know, like if you have been, you know, feeling like you don't have enough money, or you don't have enough this or that, and maybe your health hasn't been great, or you felt like you've been sick a lot, you might have more energy. For some of you, there might be more energy in a year from now. If you've been feeling kind of lethargic and like, ugh, I can't move, and like, I'm just so tired, because this has been an exhausting year. 2020 has been pretty exhausting, to be honest. And we've had a lot of intense transits astrologically and stuff like that. So a lot of you will get that pep in your step back. So you'll be more focused and able to tackle goals. You know what I'm saying? We have, like I said, marriage on the table for some of you, but for others of you, there is a partner coming in, a partnership, because we do have the lovers here. So there will be a focus on love, and we saw that because we had the love card up here, with that. I think it's the Enchanted Spell Oracle, I want to say, but so love in your life. And we do have a masculine here with the King of Cups. So it depends on, okay, for some of you, okay, if you're a masculine watching, interested in a feminine, I would say that you find somebody that's very passionate about you, very exciting to, excited to be around you. Somebody who's really into you, somebody who's like super duper passionate, right? Because the Queen of Wands. And somebody who could even pursue you perhaps, as well. For the ladies, the feminines that are looking for masculine, or, whatever. It could be the opposite, right? Queen of Wands could be representing you feeling passionate about somebody who's very emotionally grounded and stable, somebody who's kind and caring and generous with their emotions, and very mature. Knows how to use the emotions well, especially because we do have that Justice right next to it too. So somebody who's very balanced emotionally. Yeah. Honestly, though, I kind of like this. Like I said, even if you guys have a split up, for those of you that will split up with somebody, I see somebody else coming into the picture. It might be a period where you kind of have to, for those of you like that does happen, it might be a period where you do feel kind of like sad and dejected, but you kind of bounce out of that. You find your place, you find your balance. So I don't feel like it would last for too long, and before you know it, I feel like you would manifest too, because the Queen of Wands is an excellent manifester. So that's the thing too, is understanding manifestation with action, with the dreams card, kind of going back to the beginning there. I feel like a lot of you will be manifesting a lot of the things that you want in the physical too, because the Queen of Pentacles is all about the physical. So you have that inspiration, that manifestation, and then you have the physical results of that, in relationships, career, and pretty much all over your life. And like I said, Earth Mother, you are creating the life that you want on this earth, and you're bringing things into a very physical sense. It's not just dreams, it's not just hopes that kind of sit in your mind and you lay down on the sofa and listen to music and dream about what your life may be. You'll actually be taking the steps and the actions towards these things, and you'll actually have a lot of it already manifested into the physical realm. So I really like this reading, guys, and I'm wishing you all the very, very best. I'm going to go ahead and stop here. But if you like the reading, of course, give me a thumbs up, please, and give me a comment. Let me know you picked pile number 1. Let me know what you thought. I always appreciate comments, and they help the channel a lot. I also do personal readings. Okay, sorry, I kind of lost my brain there for a second. I was like, what do I say now? Mercury retrograde. I do personal readings. You can get those in the description box. There's a link to my Etsy store where you can purchase them. And then, of course, there's my Amazon wish list. And I always do a reading as a thank you. So, anyways, guys, I'm sending you so much love, so many blessings, and take care of yourselves. And I'll see you next time. Hey, guys, if you chose pile number 2 with halite, this is your reading. I feel like this camera doesn't really show how pink halite it actually is. I don't know. Maybe it's just my view screen thing. But let's get started, guys. So, a year from now, where are you going to be? Let's get started. So we do have the Goddess Dream Oracle here, and that's kind of the card I chose to highlight each pile. And for you guys, you have the card number 25, which is opportunity. It says expand your horizons. So I do feel like a lot of you will have expanded your horizons in a year from now. I do feel like a lot of you will have sort of divinely guided opportunities coming towards you. See that hand? It's almost like, well, first of all, it's like shooting stuff out of it, like magic. So a lot of you will be manifesting a lot. A lot of you freedom in some aspect of your life, I feel. So whether that's freedom from a dull job, or a boring lifestyle, or freedom to kind of travel and move around, whatever that may be, I feel like there will be a lot more freedom. I feel also, we have the hair here symbolizing fertility and opportunity. So again, There we go with the opportunity. A lot of opportunities coming in that you can kind of grow from as well. I feel like some of you, especially for those of you where you're sort of in a winter of your life, you know, kind of where things kind of seem dull or drab. I feel like that's kind of something you're moving out of in a year from now. You'll finally kind of be in a different position. You'll have that freedom to kind of leave. Some of you may be wanting to go to a warmer place. Maybe if you're currently living in a cold place and you want to relocate to a warmer place, I feel like a lot of you will have the opportunity to do that. Okay, so for those of you that's a message for specifically for you. Some of you may want to expand your horizons beyond where you are currently in general. Some of you might do well in a different place than where you're at now, and some of you may find yourself moving, which could actually create an opportunity for more growth, right? And I feel for many of you, especially with the moving, if that does resonate with you partially, it could be that you will get a lot of signs and synchronicities in regards of where to move. You might just start, like you meet somebody from there, and then, you know, you see all these different articles popping up, or you know what I mean? Like when you get something and then you just start getting bombarded with it. I feel like pay attention to that. Okay, so in a year from now, horizons are being expanded. There's a lot of growth. There's a lot of potential. And I feel like a winter in your life may be like, you know, over or about to end. Okay. We have observe your conversations. Now this is a very interesting card here. We have a coffee cup here with a bunch of words flying out. And it says here on the back, let's see, observe the conversations you engage in today. Are they productive or mean-spirited? Are they filled with gossip or stimulating information? Your goal, to recognize the quality of information you feed your mind each day. Ooh, okay. So some of you that are hanging around negative Nancy's, you know, you may be cutting that out of your life. You may also be watching your own words. What are you kind of feeding your mind as well? What are you engaging in? What do you look and listen to? What do you watch? What do you put into your head? You know, whether that's through the people you hang out with or the things that you watch or the things that you read. There might be more observation around that. For those of you that do have like a gossiping issue, for instance, you know, if you do, it might be that you kind of, you know, bite your tongue on those type of things and think twice before you say it. Even me, you know, I'm not a perfect person. I've said lots of a-hole things before, and you know, sometimes it even with an Aries Mercury pops out of my mouth, and then I'm just like, "Ooh, I didn't mean that though. That's not," you know, it comes out wrong. So maybe you'll be more observant. Maybe for me, this is for me. I always try to do this. This is like something I really do because I know I have a mouth sometimes, and a lot of times I really genuinely don't even mean it. Sometimes it just comes out wrong. I feel it, but it's always good to watch your words, you know, because you want to make sure that what you're saying, you know, aligns with what you really feel. And sometimes, you know, especially for those that are quick to say something, you know. But again, too, it might be around who you're around. Oh, there are a lot of people here. What are you talking about with them? Are they stimulating you? Are they helping you grow? Or are they keeping you in a rut? You know what I mean? And that's not to say you get rid of people. And use them as like a commodity, like, you know, oh yeah, you're good for me, and I'll keep you. If not, you can get lost, you know. We don't do that. That's not nice either. But at the same time, you do want to make sure that you're, you know, getting into conversations with people and attracting people that are going to stimulate you and help you grow rather than hold you back with negative talk, for instance, or just, you know, there might be some people that have friends here that just want to, you know, gossip and bullshit about things that just don't really, you know, help you have personal growth, and it may also, you know, keep them stuck, and then you kind of get stuck along with them in that pattern. So always a good idea to observe the conversations you're having, and for you know, the majority of you in a year from now, you'll be much more focused on that, you know. And also what we speak into existence, you know what I mean? What we say can manifest. And I've learned that lesson many times in my life, especially in terms of judging people. It always bites me in the ass, and, you know, that's always a good thing to kind of consider. We have compassion, so we see like a more compassionate self, perhaps, as well. Being compassionate not only to others, but to yourself as well. There might be a desire here to kind of help the world in some way. So some of you might be doing some sort of volunteer work, or, you know, kind of look at the light on our hands. Some of you might learn Reiki in a year from now you might be a Reiki master or something, or have some sort of Reiki practitioner, you know, like a level 1 or 2 or something, 3, who knows. Maybe you guys will be doing that. But again, it could just be sharing a more compassionate side with yourself, which could be, you know, helping people. Even if it's just, you know, by being a smiling face, somebody that's cheerful, somebody that, like, even with Observe Your Conversations, you know, saying nice things to people that will make them feel good about themselves, even if it's just complimenting them, you know, it always is a great thing to do. So again, there might be a more conscious you. Even if you feel like I already am, but in a year from now, you might look back and you'd be like, wow, yeah, I'm totally nicer. You know what I mean? Or I've definitely learned so much. You know, I always would think that every year I would get older, you know, like at 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, you know, all the way up until my mid 30s. I've always thought like, oh, you know, I always think now I don't think that so much, but throughout my 20s, I was like, oh man, a year ago I was so stupid, you know, or like I didn't know anything, or not stupid. We need to love our past selves because we do the best that we can usually with what we know. But, you know, I always look back and think, oh my gosh, I've grown so much. And I feel like a lot of you may do that. In a year from now, you'll be like, kind of like looking back. Gosh, sorry, my throat. Shield Maiden, make plans and focus. So a lot of you making those plans. Again, with the winter here in this card, it could be that a lot of you kind of have some stuff in motion, or you're kind of in the planning stage. It's not fully fledged, perhaps, okay? But let's see. We have Aries. Okay, yeah, so we have some Mars energy, some Aries energy, so some exciting, like, passion kind of coming in here. So going after things with zeal and effort. Okay, and then we have the 8th house of endings and beginnings, right? So the 8th house, a lot of inner shadow work for a lot of you, getting over certain things in your life, okay? I'm going to go back to that, but it says, Black Cat, your luck will soon change. We also have hard work ahead, and you have the stamina for it here with Aries. Yeah, so you guys do have a lot of hard work. Okay, here, deep friendship with someone of the same sex. Oh, maybe that's the observation. Observe your conversations. Maybe some of you are going to find that friend that kind of, you know, brings in, like, you know, you have coffee dates and they actually have words that are useful for you. Not to say that maybe you don't, but we have casket, someone going out of your life, or the end of a situation. Okay, so you will have some people that leave your life, but do know that you'll have a deep friendship, right? So don't stress. We also have luxury. We'll get into that. Polar bear, ancestors. Oh, that's interesting because we have that 8th house. Now, the 8th house is associated with Scorpio. I do think of it as kind of a mediumship type of thing there. So perhaps here some of you are connecting with ancestors. Some of you might incorporate ancestors more into your daily routine. So you might have an altar somewhere where you honor your ancestors. You might make a better connection. Some of you might be digging up your ancestral roots as well. You might find some information in regards to your ancestors in particular. We get a lot of winter here. I wonder if some of you live in cold places or something. Or you're from cold places, or you have ancestry in places that are very cold, like Scandinavia or like Russia or something. Okay, let's see here. 6 of Cups, the Page of Wands, 9 of Coins, 6 of Wands, the Empress, and the Chariot. Man, these are all great cards. I love it. Okay, so the 6 of Cups tells me that you are going to be revisiting something in your life. Okay, whether this is a hobby, okay, because we have that Page of Wands, so there's sort of a childlike energy to you, which is also to me like new beginnings, and also a revisiting, as I said, of previous things. Some of you may be reconnecting to family, to ancestral lands. Perhaps some of you might be taking a trip in a year from now, back to like maybe a place where your ancestors came from. You know, oh, I want this to be my pile. I want to go to those places. Um, but yeah, I feel like that could be something that's very much possible. Some of you might be reconnecting with family members in particular, maybe like an older relative or somebody. It's always a great idea to reach out to those elderly relatives because they have so many stories for us. And that is something I like to do. But that's my Pluto in the fourth, I think. I love to dig up family stuff. And so I've often made it out to places, where I could get pictures and copies and stuff like that and talk about old stories because once they die, those stories are gone. And I've seen it happen to so many people where they are left not knowing anything. And unfortunately, in some of our lines, it's hard to dig back. So sometimes the only way you can connect is through, mediumship or something. So maybe some of you will be able to connect in that way, either through, on your own, or through somebody else. But maybe to get some of the answers that you seek. But I do see a revisiting of some kind, and I do see something about ancestors. Let's see, what else could I say here? Again, for the Six of Cups and the Page of Wands, there could be a revisiting of a childhood hobby, or a dream. There might be some activity and excitement in regards to like an old childhood, situation. Maybe there's something that you like to do that you kind of revisit with, some zeal and some excitement. We have the Nine of Coins too. So this does tell me that you guys should be good financially. There should be financial, stable success in your life in a year from now. So I do feel like if you're you're at a point there where you also feel pretty self-confident and comfortable. So maybe for some of you, if you've been going through like kind of a darker part of your life where you're kind of lost and confused, please know that in a year from now, that will be kind of dissipated. You'll be much more headed towards victory. You're going to be much more stable. You're also going to be planting the seeds, right? Like I said, because we have the Empress here. So that tells me, first of all, that you're going to be in a place to attract things to you. You're going to be in a place where you feel, like I said, confident, comfortable. We have a lot of confidence in here. So for those of you that are feeling inconfident, okay, I feel like you'll have the confidence to move forward in a lot of different endeavors in your life. I don't see love as a huge focus for you guys, and that doesn't mean that there won't be any love. There's a possibility. I mean, with the Empress, obviously someone could get married here. There could be that possibility, but I feel like for a lot of you, there are other things that you're kind of focused on. And again, like I said, doesn't mean you'll be devoid of love in a year from now, or that you'll be single. But you'll probably be focused on other things. We had that luxury card too that popped up here. Let me pull that out actually, because I kind of skipped over it, right? We have luxury, and it says September 2nd, September 29th. So maybe those dates are important to you guys. But, well, luxury tells me that you're feeling luxurious. You're feeling good about yourself. You're probably also, maybe you're spending more money on yourself too. With the Nine of Coins, you have more money to spend on yourself. You might be having a lot of changes in the way that you look. So there might be like kind of a bit of a makeover that you go through, or a glow up for some of you. There will be like a bit of a glow up. You'll have more confidence, more ease, and a fresher perspective, I do feel. And again, it says like your luck will soon change. So again, for those of you that kind of feel like you're going through a darker period of your life, I tell you, in a year from now, it's going to be like that. With the 8th house here too, there is that promise of the 9th house afterwards. So with expansion and exploration, again, foreign travel possible in after the 9th house, after the 8th house, but again, ending things that don't need to be there, cutting things out, and beginning again. The 8th house is all about reformation and kind of like taking control of things and digging deep in order to become a better person. And it's a lot of it is digging through childhood shit and things that you've been through and getting over them. You know what I mean? So it can be the darker parts of ourselves at times in the 8th house. There can be an intensity to the feelings, but again, it might be also, telling you that you have a lot of things passing away that don't need to be there. And, again, we have someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. So we have an ending here. So there will be some sort of ending. And that could very well be with certain habits you have, certain beliefs you have. It doesn't have to be with a person. Because I do feel like you have a good friendship in a year from now with somebody of the same sex or the same gender, right? It doesn't really matter though. I think it just means more. I think what it. I don't know what this is supposed to mean. I'm guessing that what they mean by this is probably like platonic, but you know, because I don't know. Maybe this is just old fashioned. You know what I mean? Because you can have deep all kinds of things with someone of the same sex if you want to. But anyways, yeah. But again, I see opportunities on the horizon in a year from now, and I feel like you guys will already be kind of confident enough to do these things. You will have some work ahead of you, but you're making those plans, and there's like a guarantee of success. There's a confidence to kind of follow through. So overall, I really, really like this reading. I really wish you all the most, you know, blessings ever, and I hope that you have a wonderful year ahead. Take care of yourselves, and if you want to have a personal reading, that information is down below in the description box. There's a link to my Etsy store where you can purchase a reading, as well as links to my Amazon wishlist. So that's always an option too if you want a reading. But as well, all the deck information listed down below as affiliate links. So if you click, I do get a little tiny bit of it if you buy something. But it's just I use that for channel supplies. Anyways, take care, guys, and sending you so much love. See you in the next reading. Bye-bye. Hello, guys. If you chose pile number 3 with this celestite opal stone here, you can see. Look at that. It's gorgeous. I love it. This is your reading. So, I wanted to tell you guys right away, I got the song Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by Elton John in my head for you guys, so maybe that means something for some of you. Ooh, you can't plant me in your penthouse. I'm going back to my farm. I think that's the lyrics, right? Or going back to my plow. Actually, I think it was I'm going back to my plow. Yeah, never mind. Sorry. I'm a mess up. It's Mercury retrograde. I have an excuse. So, guys, let's take a look at your year. Your life in a year. So we have 2 cards, actually. You guys got 2 cards from the Goddess Dream Oracle. Okay? So we do have direction, and it says, where are you headed? Number 10. And we also have courage, 8. So maybe we have some life path 1, 8 here. That's a possibility. I see a full moon, so I see a lot of completions coming. Look at this. The imagery is actually very similar on these 2 cards. We have a lot of bunnies. We have 2 of them up here by the moon. So this tells me that there's a lot of things coming into manifestation for you in a year from now. I also see a lot of things coming into alignment here. Look at that. It's kind of like Stonehenge here. I see a lot of messages coming towards you, a lot of information. I see freedom in leadership roles. Let's see, what else could I say here? Courage in the face of conflict. So we do have courage here. You guys kind of having a shield around yourself. Perhaps more courageous to kind of pick your battles. We have direction too. So it says, where are you heading? We get a lot of imagery here about bunnies, don't we? And birds. We have doves, messages of peace. So perhaps if you've been battling something, there will be a peaceful resolution. Maybe there's more, you're feeling more at peace with where you're headed. For some of you, if you've sort of been trying to gather up some courage to kind of pursue something, you may have that courage to actually do it in a year from now. You already have had the courage, perhaps, as a possibility here. Let's see here. Where are you heading? Just looking at the imagery here. We had a lot of like little hearts everywhere on this one. Oh, actually, you know what? I think that this direction card is Rihanna. Rihanna. You guys can just LOL at me in the comments. Rihanna. It's Rihanna. No, it's Rhiannon. And like the Stevie Nicks song. It's Rihanna. And then I get this stupid song, come on, come on. Oh, sorry, I'm just making myself laugh. Okay. Yeah, it says, Rhiannon, horse maiden and goddess of love, travels her path with courage and certainty. Her story tells of loss and burden, but with patience, compassion, and determination. She found her way back to her path of love. She knows her direction and travels it, overcoming the obstacles in her way. Wow. Rhiannon comes to ask you if you're certain of your path and the direction in which you are heading. With steady guidance, she encourages you to take a look backwards to see how far you've come and to look forward at what lies ahead. Are you going the way that you really want to go? If you could travel or take any path, what would it be? With birdsong all around her, Rhiannon may help you see the truth in your dreams and your bright way ahead. She rides with you now so that you may have the courage to ride the path you dare to dream. When obstacles lie in your way, she gives you the strength to overcome them with courage, kindness, and patience. Are you carrying baggage from your past that is holding you back or weighing you down? Listen for her whisper. She may be imploring you to set it down. It has been carried long and far enough. Set it down gently now with a smile and ride your path with courage and love in your heart, and Rhiannon will be riding with you. Ooh, so letting go, having the courage to let go of baggage that weighs you down. And we have those horse images, so I definitely feel a sense of freedom here. That's what I always associate with horses myself, but this idea that you can kind of move freely. So that is what we've got here with the goddess cards. So courage coming towards you, direction as well. And for many of you, that might be that you want to look at birds, symbolism. Maybe some of you are seeing a lot of crows or ravens. Some of you might be seeing doves. Pay attention to these signs. Of course, bunnies as well, and hares, and horses as well. So we have clarity. Yes, a lot of you that are struggling to find clarity in your life, that aren't really understanding the true path or purpose you're kind of meant to go on, you will have more clarity about that in a year from now. Your eyes will be wide open and you'll be seeing things in a totally different way. Again, where are you heading? The direction will be clear. And again, that might be something that you should start looking at now. I kind of mentioned this, I think it was to pile number 2. It could have been pile number 1, I forgot. But there was a message there where I kind of said, there was a point in my own life where I was doing a meditation, and I sort of, it was like, oh, you know, it jumped into like, oh, you're 10 years in the future. What does your life look like? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what I want my life to look like in 10 years from now. You know what I mean? And I started to get all caught up, and it just screwed the whole meditation up because I just started panicking in my head. I was like, I don't know what I want. You know, I was so relaxed up into that point, and then it just like busted me out. And then that's when I started to think, okay, what do I want my life to look like? And I still don't know everything, but we can still, you know, try to find generalizations. You know, I want to, you know, be able to travel, or I want to be able to do this, or I want to have my own home, or you might have certain ideas, you know, like bigger schemes, and then you can break it down into smaller things. So again, when you think about that direction, where do you want to be in a year from now? What would you like? You know, what would that look like? Would it be working from home? Would it be owning your own business? Would it be, you know, having a higher position, having you know, a raise, or, you know what I mean? We also have ritual, the ritual card. So the ritual card to me, you know, that would definitely tell me about rituals in your own life. Okay, so this might be engaging more in rituals, your daily ritual, your daily routines, as well as your spiritual routines. You guys might have a more set in stone ritual, perhaps. Some of you might be incorporating certain things into your life, such as like, you know, exercise regimes, healthier eating, daily meditation. One moment. Oh no, I did. Okay. Sorry. I thought I missed one card because I had it on the, I thought I missed one, but I didn't. We have examine unfinished business. So putting in the final puzzle piece. A lot of you in a year from now will be, you know, looking at what you haven't finished, right, in your life. So some of you might be completing a project. If you guys have a book sitting there that's unwritten or not finished, you might be actually kind of putting that piece together. You know, you might be finishing that project. Any type of projects that you've kind of started that have been left unfinished, I feel like you'll be working on something in a year from now, like working on finishing it, or you will have already finished it, depending, you know, on you know, it's a general reading. But, so I do see that for you. I'm just going to set these up here. There we go. We have the honeybee, reciprocity. So reciprocity to me, well, first of all, it does talk about engaging in relationships and inviting relationships in that are reciprocating, right? And so for some of you, it might be like the work you kind of put in is what you're going to get out of it, right? So that could be a message for some of you, you know, make sure not to leave business unfinished. If you want to finish something, if you want to do something, you have to finish it, you know. You have to actually kind of figure out what it is. You have to, you know, try to get, you know what I mean? To get something, you gotta try to get it. You know, you can't just hopefully, you know, you can't just wish for it and then hope for it to come if you don't do anything to invite it in, or kind of at least put in some sort of effort or work. Again, there's a community vibe here too with all the bees. So it does make me feel as if you'll have a community around you that's very supportive. Okay, so that might be a community of friends, of family, maybe both, that are supportive of you. And perhaps if you haven't had reciprocate relationships that are reciprocated in the same way or balanced, you might be inviting those in, people that are for you, you know. Let's see what else we have. Air, so seek a union of mind and spirit here. So a lot more logical thought, for sure, and thoughts that are in line with your spirit and what you want, right? We have Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini showing up there with air, obviously. So we have the air signs represented. Some of you might have some air in your chart, but it can just represent the, you know, the air houses, which are the 3rd house, the 7th house, and the 11th house, right? So communication is going to be big. Partnerships, relationships, friendship groups, community. These are going to be the type of things that we're looking at. And then, of course, the 11th house can talk about our hopes and our dreams. So you might be, you know, focusing more on those things in your life and kind of bringing those things in. Some of you might be, again, writers. Some of you might be bloggers, or people that want to kind of marketing is another thing here. Some of you might be marketing something more. Again, some of you might be doing some one-on-one work. So that could be like coaching, business, you know, tarot reading for as an example, because you often do that one-on-one. You know, any kind of counseling, coaching, and focusing on one-on-one relationships in general. Some of you might be transitioning to where you are kind of working one-on-one with people, or you're working online. Okay, let's see here. What else do we got? We have protection from a powerful friend. So it does seem like you'll have a, you know, a very good friend in your life. Somebody who might have some power in some place. So again, this could be at work, or it could be in other aspects of your life, but there might be somebody that can have, like, well, first of all, it has your back in all situations, right? So if you have had those relationships, like I said, that weren't very, you know, very community based or very equal, you might be calling in that person that really, you know, acts as that equal friend to you. But as well, with the protection, it could be that you have somebody that's kind of defending you, and is there for you. And perhaps at the powerful part, it could just be somebody who has some kind of position of power and can help you get a boost. Okay? We have bag. It says something important, such as a new job or raise. So a lot of new jobs for you guys. A lot of you will be, you know, either getting a raise or, you know, manifesting a new job. We also have family sorrow. So there is that chance, you know, that there could be something that kind of goes wrong in the family. With reciprocity, it might be that your family kind of comes together because of this. So if there is some sort of sorrow or some kind of problem, okay? Now, I don't want to tell you all somebody's going to die, because that may not be what it is, you know. It doesn't have to be that, okay? But there is some kind of, perhaps, some kind of sorrow that you'll have in a year from now. Where maybe, you know, that needs to bring your family together. We also have be brave and honest with the Knight. So that's standing up for your... So we have 2 cards, courage and bravery, right here, represented. So I do see a lot of courage in getting what you want, being honest, being open, right? Saying what you really mean. And that's going to, you know, when you start to do that, it's going to attract, you know, people to you that kind of flock to you. You know, when you're honest and you're open, you know, it can attract attention, hopefully. We have the 10th house here, Uranus, and the South Node. Okay, we'll get into the tarot cards in a moment, but let's look at this. The South Node, so breaking old habits. We have some unfinished business here, possibly here with the South Node. So maybe there is something that you're kind of closing off here. a karmic lesson in a year from now, okay? Let's see. Some of you might have a 10th house north node, I want to say. Yeah. Or 11th house north node, perhaps, too. With the 10th house, there could be a focus on leadership. Again, I feel like a lot of you are going to either have your own business, get a raise, or a position. Like, there's going to be some kind of, like, upgrade in your career, okay? I feel like there will be a lot more focus on outer goals in life, like, life goals, bigger life goals, not just, like, the daily grind, but, like, things that you really want to accomplish, As Ksenia put it, Ksenia Moore, she's, like, an astrologer I watch. She had said, the 6th house is like, the girl at the coffee shop, and she serves the coffee and she does her thing, but like at night she goes home and she plays her guitar and dreams of being a singer and songwriter. That's the 10th house. The coffee shop's the 6th house. The 10th house is like what she really wants, what she really strives to, and what she dreams for. That kind of like up there dream that she's, we want to reach for. And that's kind of like, I feel like a lot of your focus will be on those things. It could be on publicity. For some of you, there could be like marketing yourself in a public way. We have Uranus as well, so that's a genius. So you might have a genius idea, to be honest. Uranus is very inventive. Okay, I love my Uranus moon trine. I will tell you, because it does give me a lot of good ideas. And if you can act on those ideas, do it. You guys might find that you have a lot of ideas over this next year. Pay attention to them. Like a lot of people with good Uranus contacts have amazing ideas, and unfortunately some of us, we don't act on them. That's me mostly. So make sure you act on these things, that you bring them into fruition. Uranus also is associated with, as a modern ruler of Aquarius in the 11th house, so it could be about focusing on community, on friendship groups, on hopes and dreams, right? And it's a lucky house of gains. So, you can perhaps find that a role in a community, I feel, whether it's an online community or something like that. I feel like you can find your place, especially if you want to be unique, right? Uranus is all about like unique energy, being different, being unusual. And with that Knight and that Courage card, being brave and honest, and then having the courage in the face of conflict, again, there might be like being free to be yourself in a public scale, you know what I mean? So not being shy of your quirkiness or your differences, maybe that you feel like you have from other people. And we also have the South Node, as I mentioned, so it's kind of moving away from things that hold you back, right, towards the North Node. We have the Hierophant. Again, a lot of you might be getting a leadership position in a year from now. You might have more of a leadership position. We also have the Lovers and the 6 of Cups. Okay, Lovers and 6 of Cups. Some of you will be, in a year from now, be with a soulmate connection, or somebody from the past might return, or you could be marrying or getting together with a childhood sweetheart, or maybe there's just somebody that you've been with for a very long time and there's like a love relationship there. I do see marriage on the table for some of you. So some of you might be you might be marrying I can't believe I just said that. You might be marrying. This is like the worst pile for fun. I wonder if all of you are having Mercury retrograde issues like I am with your mouths. I just apparently can't talk. You guys might be marrying like a childhood sweetheart for some of you. Some of you might have a child getting married if you're that old, old enough for that. But no, I do see it like maybe perhaps a reuniting type of relationship, whether that's with a soulmate or, with a person from the past. And again, there might be a marriage there. We have the Magician. So communication. Some of you might actually find some kind of leadership in the spiritual community. There's a very big, a leadership role. And when I see leadership role, doesn't mean that you'll have like 5,000 million followers, but you might have a following. You might actually have people looking up to you in that way. For others of you, though, leadership could be in other areas, okay? We do have the Magician, so this can be about like the mind, the intellect, and the communication. So some of you may be like marketing or anything where there's a lot of communication involved, particularly. And if you guys have had issues with communication or speaking up, I feel like that could be cleared out. You might have a much more better command of yourself. We have the Hanged Man and Temperance. And, when I saw these two together, I saw peacefulness. There's a lot of inner peace. There's a lot of letting go. Some of you might be a lot better at taking time to yourself. We have that ritual. You remember how I said a lot of you will have like more of a daily ritual? of relaxation perhaps. So some of you might have incorporated that in a year from now, where you're kind of taking more time to yourself, letting things go more easier, maybe not getting so wound up, as an example, which can help if you're brave and honest. If you are brave and honest from the get-go, then you don't have to end up feeling resentful later if you said yes to something you wanted to say no to, right? It's much easier just to initially say no. So for those of you that have issues with that, I'm just encouraging you to always, just speak your mind and be honest and truthful and upfront, because as somebody who's a well-known pushover, it's always just better that way. It really is. Even though it's really scary to say things, it's scary to say like no, because you don't want people to be mad at you. But sometimes you got to. And so for those of you that have issues with that, I could see that improving. You got to put some work into it, and you got to practice it, just like you're riding a bike or anything like that, learning anything. It's easier if you practice it. But I feel like you'll be much more calmer, much more downtime. But good downtime, a lot of spiritual downtime, also a lot of spiritual insights as well. I feel like you guys are going to be pretty sharp and peaceful as well. So there's that sense of just feeling like things are right, that things are good, that things are flowing well. And again, I feel like a lot of you will have found a direction by that time, in a year from now, which could also help you feel much more at peace, right? Because those of you that are struggling to kind of find some sort of clarity or direction in your life, it's like it'll be opened. You'll have a better idea. So that is what I've got for you guys that chose pile number 3. I really hope that you have a wonderful year ahead, of course, and I hope that all your wishes and dreams come true. Thank you for being here. I would appreciate it, if you guys gave the video a like if you liked it, or give me a comment below. That always helps. Always trying to encourage engagement on the channel, but I wish you all the very, very best. I'm sending you so much love. If you want a personal reading, all that information is down below in the description box. There's a link to my Etsy store where you can purchase readings, as well as links to my Amazon wishlist. I always do a reading as a thank you for those that get something off my Amazon wishlist. And yeah, I'm wishing you all the very, very best. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next reading. Lots of love. Bye-bye.